Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Fink. Today's video is about writing. Today we're going to actually write a sentence or two to talk about the inventions of Benjamin Franklin. If you're sitting with your family right now, you can take a minute, pause our video, and tell them everything you know about Benjamin Franklin. Remember, he was a founding father who helped to create our country. He was a great inventor and scientist, and he was a great organizer for the city of Philadelphia. Thank you for sharing all your information with your families. Today what we're going to do is we're going to actually answer the question, what is your favorite Ben Franklin invention, by writing a sentence. Now to remind us, because I know it's been a while, I have my 5 biggest inventions from Ben Franklin that we focused on in class before the break. Remember, Benjamin Franklin invented flippers for swimming, the long arm, bifocal glasses, which help you see near and far without switching your glasses off, the odometer, which measures how far cars and vehicles are traveling, and he organized city services for the city of Philadelphia, and other cities followed and copied him. That includes the sanitation department, fire department, hospitals and libraries, and the post office. So take a minute now and think about the book that we read and everything you learned, and which one of these inventions is your favorite Ben Franklin invention. Then, when you have your answer, you can start by taking your piece of paper and copying the question at the top. What is your favorite Ben Franklin invention? Go ahead and take your time to do that. Hi again. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've written the word invention right here, because that is such a tricky word that when we're writing it, instead of wasting all of our brain power on sounding it out and figuring out the tricky rules, what we're going to do is copy the word invention. Okay, so what we do when we answer a question in our writing is we first think about our answer. So have your answer ready in your brain. I have my answer ready in my brain. My answer is, my favorite invention is the long arm. Now, that's not a good enough answer. I don't tell my readers why I like that invention. We have to expand our sentences to tell our readers why we think the invention is our favorite. So why do I like the long arm? Well, it helps me to reach things, and it helps me reach things that I can't reach because they're so up high or they're too far away. So I really like Ben Franklin's invention, the long arm. So I'm going to combine those two pieces to expand my sentence. My favorite invention is the long arm because it helps me reach things. Now what I need to do is I need to practice saying that over and over again. My favorite invention is the long arm because it helps me reach things. Let me practice that again because that's a lot of words. My favorite invention is the long arm because it helps me reach things. Why don't you take a minute, pause this video, and think about your own sentence. Have it in your brain. Do you have your sentence ready? Good. I'm going to start by drawing a picture of mine because remember, even if we don't know all of our letters and sound rules or we don't remember how to spell our sight words, our picture should be full of details and they should be good enough that our readers know exactly what we're saying even without reading our words because the answers are in our pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my picture of me reaching for things because that's why I like the long arm. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw my picture in time-lapse mode. I know it was super fast. I wanted to show you some of the details I drew. I drew me in my Holabird blue shirt with my curly brown hair, using a long arm to get a book from the top shelf. Now, I wanted to include all the details, so I even included other books and some decorations that you might find on a shelf and 2 drawers. I want to make sure that my reader can see all of my answers without having to read just by looking at my illustrations. So now that I have my illustration done, I'm going to start writing my sentence. Remember, my sentence says, my favorite invention is the long arm because it helps me reach things. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a step back and we're just going to do the first part of that sentence. My favorite invention is the long arm. My favorite invention is the long arm. My favorite invention is the long arm. So I'm going to start writing that. Well, I know that's a sight word, M-Y, but since it's the first word in our sentence, the M has to be uppercase. My favorite, favorite. Well, I'm gonna chunk that word to syllables. Favorite. Favor. It. My favorite invention. Oh, invention was that tricky word that I said we can copy. So I wrote it here in pink, and I'm going to copy it down. invention. My favorite invention, I ran out of room, I don't know if you can tell, so I have to go to the next line, is. Well, I spell is with I-S. I remember that because that's one of our sight words. Is. My favorite invention is the sight word, pretty easy peasy, T-H-E. My favorite invention is the long. Well, I'm going to tap that one out because it sounds short. Ooh, there's a tricky sound. I'll write the ones I know first. Ooh, If you're in our kindergarten class, you might remember that we learned that sounds like N and G together, and it actually is NG. So NG says It's a very nasally sound because it comes from the back of your throat and your nose. My favorite invention is the long arm. R. Oh, there's the pirate sound. And we learned that the pirate sound is made by A-R. My favorite invention is the long arm. Now, that's not enough to answer my question because my readers might be left wondering, well, why, Miss Fink? Why is the long arm your favorite? So I have to write and to expand my sentence to tell them why it's my favorite. It's my favorite because it helps me to reach things. So I'm going to write that. Because it helps me reach things. Because it helps me reach things. Because. Cause. That might be an S or a Z sound. If you hear the sound at the end of a word, the Z sound, it might be an S. Because it. That's an easy one to sound out if you don't remember. That's one of our sight words. Because it helps. Well, we tapped it. Let's tap and spell it now. H-E-L-P-S. That was a tricky one with a lot of sounds, so I'm going to try and read it just to make sure it makes sense. Helps. That makes sense. That's the word I was looking for, so I'm happy with how it sounded. My favorite invention is the long arm because it helps me. If you didn't sound that out, you can remember it's one of our sight words. Because it helps me reach things. Reach. R-E-ch. You hear three sounds. R-E-E-ch. Ch. There's that digraph. Ch. C-H, chin, ch. If it was S-H, ship, sh, it'd say reach. But it doesn't. It says reach. It ends a little quicker. So, ch, ch is the digraph. C-H, chin, ch. Because it helps me reach things. That sounds like another digraph. T-H, thumb, says, so, I hear some tricky sounds, but I know T-H, E, you might hear E, ing. There's an NG sound again, like in long. So I'm going to add it here. Ings, things. Now, my sentence is over, I think, so I should go back and read it to make sure I have all of my words that I planned for. My favorite invention is the long arm because it helps me reach things. So I'm almost all done. I have my idea to answer the question. My favorite invention is the long arm. I say why, because it helps me reach things. I have my beautiful drawing, but there's one more thing I'm missing. Can you figure it out? It's a period to tell my readers that my sentence is over. Now, I'm not using a question mark because I'm not asking a question. And I'm not using an exclamation mark because I'm not so crazy about long arms that they're just my favorite thing ever. I'm so excited. It's just a telling sentence because I'm just telling you my favorite invention by Ben Franklin was the long arm. So let's read my sentence one more time, and then I'd like for you to write your own sentence and draw your own picture to answer our question of what is your favorite Ben Franklin invention? If you're following along and you want to show me your work, you can take a picture and send it to me on Class Dojo. My favorite invention is the long arm because it helps me reach things. I can't wait to see your writing when we get back together, but I'd love for you guys to send me your pictures of your completed work on our Class Dojo message board. So please, if you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know. Families, I know that this looks kind of crazy, right? Because we know that we're missing an E and that this should be an I, and because is spelled like this. But remember, this is all part of invented spelling. These are the rules that my class students know now, and these are the ones I expect them to be able to read and write. If they're any trickier, I haven't taught it to them yet, which is why I omitted some of those crazy sounds like the A and reach. For families, we know this as grown-ups, but our kids haven't learned it yet, and that's okay because they're still in kindergarten. So a sentence like this is actually very advanced writing for them, but I really feel confident that they'd be able to do it. So thank you. If you guys have any questions or concerns about invented spelling, you can reach out to me, of course. But here it is, and I hope you guys enjoyed another one of our videos. Stay safe, stay well, and wash your hands. Bye, everybody.